Meeting Bryn Lightfeather at the changeling brothel, The Friendly Face, Jelltur learns of both a potential job for a friend of his, but also of a dangerous assassin plaguing the District of Law, known only as the Gold Assassin, named for their preferred targets, Gold Elves. Having escaped the wrath of the streets, Kradod brings the other champions into the Temple of Blazing Glory to meet Vicar Ceritus Melan, who listened to their telling of the events outside the temple. She challenged Kreg to a trial by combat, and found the young gnome to be a worthy warrior worth rehabilitating. Tasking Kradod to be his probation officer, the vicar links Kradod to the champions, at least for now.
They're going to get us killed and sip my tea.
Like you see their face fall and just kind of like then downcast eyes and goes, as you wish, Vicar.
Very good.
And they take like a step back and are like,
oh no, you're at the table with them.
Okay.
You've been welcome to the table as well.
Okay, well, very chastened.
Like, are we required to be punished as well?
As I said, you may wish to speak with Gelf. However, I would suggest giving my runners an hour to get the directives and paperwork off to Gelf. G-E-L-F. Gelf. Fuck you, JJ.
We are gaining a new companion, a new charge.
Indeed.
Okay, Kradod is gonna like their head like jerks up, and you can see they're not happy about being considered a charge, like you're babysitting them, but they don't say anything.
Unfortunately, our sway in the city has become somewhat weakened as of late. You may have noticed.
Yes, with given how they
Ariana-
wanted to break your doors.
Yes, Ariana has been having her followers practically frothing at the mouth, sending innocents to die at someone else's doorstep, and then blaming them for the death of your followers. A very underhanded tactic.
Has this been the only temple they've done this to?
No, there used to be several temples in the district. There are only two that were strong enough to stand against Ariana. Has been the Temple of the Shining Morning, which is the Church of Molat, led by Lightbringer Herrick Solus, and my own temple, the Temple of the Blazing Glory.
And who is this Ariana?
I'm sure that the three of you have noticed over the past year the interactions with the gods have gotten somewhat strained.
Yes, we have.
The fact that we were given any sort of touch, as you were to call it, was a shock,
Yes.
to put it
Well,
mildly.
I'm going to take it as a sign of hope that the gods are still trying to interact, and whatever is keeping them from us is weakening. However, between our powers going haywire, some people unable to connect with the gods at all, and sometimes our powers give us great blessings in addition to what we are attempting to do, and sometimes great curses follow us. The people have taken to that meaning that the gods are disappearing. The night sky being another terrible omen, as the constellations have vanished.
We've been noticing that too. We've been tracking things on the star chart, seeing what's gone missing.
Every constellation of every god, that's what's missing. Aerath has fallen from the heavens, and I don't know where she is.
Guess we're going on a god hunt.
I don't know if this is true, but it's possible there might be a connection with the constellation going missing and the people getting touched. So maybe it's possible that because it went missing, she was able to touch a follower or somebody to help do her will.
Do you know of anyone who has been touched by Aerith? You were touched by Kisara. She turns to Scratch. You, Minora. Munara. And then she turns to Kreg. And this one, Saiban does have a sense of humor.
You were able to tell just from the fight.
I was able to tell from the gift.
We do have one other companion who is not currently with us, similarly touched. Korath.
So those 4,
Mm-hmm.
they've been able to interact with the world.
So far.
So far.
I mean, there was a, incident at the Ocean's Folly shipwreck near Brath, where there was an orb.
What kind of orb?
And I'll describe the orb and how it interacted with the little girl and the large knight that seemed to be conjured to try to protect her and the orb. When he put it in the box, he said that he spoke with Cyrus.
Well, if any god hasn't left our side, it would definitely be Cyrus. Could you imagine if the dead just didn't stay that way? That would be problematic indeed. If you wish, you can bring the orb here, and we will contain it. I wouldn't trust destroying it with our powers as they are, but probably not something you want to be traveling around with.
I will bring that up to him when we see him. He went to do other business in town.
My orb, fuck off.
I mean,
I
you're
said
the
I
one who
will.
leaves it in your room.
True.
Yeah, I still mine.
Whatever you decide to do with it, just be careful. That seems like a dangerous item. It's good to know the gods are still in the world, though it's strange that so many would interact with you. And you, she turns to Scratch, are the most curious aspect of this. Our gods are not of the same pantheon. They would avoid each other, have nothing to do with one another, and yet...
Here I am.
Indeed. That leads me to believe one of 2 things is happening. Either we know so little about this I can't even fathom, or whatever is happening is so dangerous that the pantheons have decided to put aside their differences, which might be worse.
Considering the things that have happened, I fear it may be the second.
Well, contemplating the destruction of the universe is one thing, but I can't do much about that one. For now, I must try and figure out how to deal with the Reborn in a proper manner. Attacking them would be dishonorable. It would be slaughtering innocent people to get to Ariana, which would accomplish nothing but proving her goal.
Did they say Ariana is a human, or...?
I don't know. I've never met the woman. She doesn't make public appearances. Her followers, they treat her like a god.
Which is really funny, given they say that she walks among them, yet she does not actually appear.
She does not appear in public. She may walk among them wherever they hide out.
That just
a
sounds more
metaphor.
culty. That just sounds culty.
Explain to a cultist that they're in a cult and see how far you get.
You don't.
But other than that, those are the issues facing us currently, and one is far greater than the other. Not to mention the army at our gates that's not quite at our gates yet.
That we need to somehow get word up the chain. What we need to do is we need to go into the Quill district, you were saying, to speak with Gelf?
Gelf is in this district. He's in the market district.
Oh, he is in the market district.
He runs a shop called the Dusty Shelves on the eastern side of town. He's traveled around many parts of the Mace region and even parts of the wilds. So he's got quite a few maps and star charts and things like that, so I will often spend time visiting him, or I did quite frequently in the past before all of this happened and it was dangerous to walk the streets while openly wearing a holy symbol. But he may be able to help you with some of the questions you have. Outside of that, if you need to go speak to someone in the Quill District or the Sword District to get in contact with King Sarath, then he's not taking visitors at this time, but perhaps you'll find a way. I can't access him currently. Not with the state that we're in.
That is a lot to digest.
Indeed.
I look at Kradod. You say that you've spent most of your time here, right?
Most of my time in Maze, yes.
Would you be able to lead us to the Dusty Shelves? Would
Of
you
course.
know which way you would know where to go?
Of course I would.
Also, Kreg, if you'd like to take this time as a short rest, you're more than welcome to.
So I think that might be our next stop. After here, Dusty Shelves. I look over to Scratch.
Yes, I would like to speak with this man as well.
Very well then.
If you need to find us, we're staying at the Whispering Wood as well.
Yes, I am familiar.
Just in case, you know.
Kradod, she'll hand you a small pouch that has 10 gold in it
Okay.
for any expenses in the city.
Keep the
I know
receipts,
you'll-
right?
If you would be so kind.
Absolutely, Vicar. Don't worry, I
And-
won't let you down.
I appreciate that, and I have the utmost faith in you.
They do like a, like takes a fist.
I feel with Aerath as the god, it's that handshake where you like grab each other's forearms.
Oh yeah, well I was gonna do like take a fist and like thump it over their heart, and like
Yes, Sarah, you forget, in this world, people are allowed to have handshakes now.
Yes, there's also you're both paladins. You're immune to disease.
Kradod just goes like, "Your faith in me will be well placed, Vicar. I swear it."
I am sure. And she just asks you all to wait while the paperwork is being taken care of, and then she'll send you on your way, I'm guessing, to the Dusty Shelves.
Yes.
In that time, Jelltur, you are currently standing outside of the Ringing Hammer. There's a half-elven man just beating on something at the forge.
Is there a door?
It's kind of open air. There is a door off to one side where like the shop would be, but he's right there.
All right, cool.
There is a sign hanging over the door that is shaped like a broken bell that says the Ringing Hammer.
Cool. Is there something I can like do to get his attention, or it's like
There's a bell there.
I gotta hit the bell.
All right. You hit the bell. It rings. You see him like do a few more hits before he puts it into the water, and he turns around, and he is like one arm is just jacked. The other arm is decently, but one arm is just jacked. And he comes over, leans on the counter. How can I help you? And you just see the holy symbol brazenly hanging around his neck.
Well, first I should do the job I came here to accomplish. But you ever thought about using your other arm instead? One arm seems to be might.
Yeah, that happens to blacksmiths. Let me tell you.
Is that what to say? Wait, did Gil have that same issue?
Yeah, it's hard to tell with dwarves because they're just stocky all over, but one of his arms was bigger than the other, not by much. This guy, because he's a half-elf, it is way more obvious.
How's his center of gravity?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, all right.
Usually I have a shield on this one, so it balances me out.
Fair enough. All right, now too back to business. Yeah, I came here to place a custom order for some sort of mask. It was either here or a leather worker, but I got pointed in this direction.
I do both.
No, cool, sweet, but even better. So I need this sort of like a helm, I guess a leather helm. I believe they said an owl's face.
Right. He just takes out a piece of paper or parchment, and he's like sketching out with charcoal.
Yeah, they don't want it to cover their whole face, like up to like their upper lip.
All right, so half helm opens up the mouth, something with that mixes leather and steel. So we're going for lightweight.
Yeah, the face
Visibility?
part. They want the eyes to be fully visible.
You want me to put some glass in there, make it like goggles?
You know what? Do it, and if there's an issue, he'll probably just take my pay, so it's whatever.
Make them removable. Got it.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, that works.
I can even give you a tinted glass. This way, if you're dealing with bright lights, we can dull that out. I had
Well, man, you
I had some deep gnome that needed something like that once.
You trying to get me extra pay today, boy? Thanks.
I haven't had a good custom order in months.
That's really.
Yeah, I'm the best in the district, but no one really likes coming to me.
Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, you seem pretty sorry, like you're already, to be honest with you.
Well, you know, I was a cleric at the temple for the Shining Morning.
Why did you quit
And
being a
once,
cleric?
I didn't quit being a cleric. Cleric quit being me.
Huh?
The gods abandoned us, and we don't have our powers and all that other shit that Ariana spouts.
But some people I know still have their powers, sort of.
Exactly, but not all of us. I wasn't so lucky to keep them. So,
Dude, that sucks, dude. Damn.
hey, it's not Malot's fault. It's not my fault. It's just the way things are.
Yeah,
I'm still faithful.
More power to you.
Well,
It still does suck though, that.
Yeah, but I may have lost the powers that came with it, but I never lost the ability to forge anything. So.
She has something to fall back on. There's that.
Yeah. And if Molot one day decides to bless me with the gift again, I've never wavered.
Fair enough.
And that's why people don't like coming here. Because I stayed faithful when they lost theirs.
I don't think faith should really play a part in business, honestly speaking. But, whatever.
I mean, when the proprietor of a shop doesn't hold the same beliefs as you, the petty will decide to boycott them because they're wrong. And you can see the sarcasm like dripping from his mouth when he speaks.
I know. I never really got into religion myself, but
Hey,
I think
not for everybody.
I just think this is silly. Shouldn't be. From what I see, you do good work here already. So.
Yeah, no, I try. And he spins the parchment around and slides it to you and goes, so something like that?
Yeah, I think I need to mention, he wants the mask to be, like, able to slide up and down.
So, not hinges, but on almost like rails. Yeah, I can do that.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, that seems about right. Just a helm, so it's going to cover the entire back of the head, right?
Yeah, it'll wrap around back here, and if you want, we can get a buckle under the chin there to make sure it can't come off.
Ooh.
Unless you want it.
Ooh. Yeah, do that.
Alright. So he just kind of sketches it in. Alright, that'll be 30 gold worth of materials, 10 gold worth of manpower, and how soon do you need it?
Honestly, I do kind of want it in say, like, 2-3 days.
Rush job, I can get it done in a day and a half for 5 gold.
Alright, cool. So what is that? 30, 10, so 40, so 40
45 gold.
45, right. Alright.
So he marks it up, and he takes another piece of parchment, lays it down, and kind of rubs them together, peels it off, and gives you the rubbing. It's like, there's a receipt.
Alright, thank you, and I will give him 4 platinum pieces and 5 gold pieces.
Paying in advance. Appreciate that. Come pick it up day after tomorrow, after lunch.
Okay. I appreciate the rush job and everything.
Not a problem. Thank you for the work.
Thank you for the good service.
Yeah, spread that around. Maybe I'll get some more people willing to overlook their zealousy.
I'll do the best I can. I mean, currently being heralded as a dragon slayer for some whatever reason.
No shit. That's you?
Right? Makes 0 sense.
I don't know, man. I've heard of, there's a little halfling in Tales probably 50-something years ago. I heard a story about him singing a werewolf to sleep. So I wouldn't put anything past anybody in this world.
First I've heard of this one, but fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, they're, the old heroes.
Old heroes. I'm gonna look into that.
No problem. There's a bookstore. He gestures vaguely in one direction. Dusty shelves. The gnome. He should have a
You motherfucker.
pretty good record of the books.
Motherfucker.
So Jelltur heads over to the bookstore, and you walk in. There's a little gnome there. Oh, hello.
Huh.
My name is Gurglebink Ellington Loudsmore Fiddleswick III.
Is there a shorter name I could call you by?
Gelf.
Gil?
A lot of people ask me that.
It's
Gelf.
an acronym.
G-E-L-F. It's an acronym for the letters, the first letter in each one of my names.
Cool, cool.
Family name, you see. Are you looking for something specific?
Heard from, Flynn, was it?
Ah, Flynn, the blacksmith. He's a good man. I don't know why people give him such a hard time.
It's because people are idiots half the time, honestly speaking.
Oh, that's generous. It's more than half.
Oh man, I love this town. So many good people here. Oh man, I've met nothing but nice people this entire time. It's been great. I got to know fights, get involved in the clown fiesta.
I just met lovely prostitutes, a fantastically humorous blacksmith, and a gnome who sells books and makes quips about how terrible people
Oh,
are.
the halfling was pleasant
This place
too.
is great.
The halfling was pleasant too.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Bryn. Bryn was also very, very pleasant.
So, yeah. He told me about something, a halfling singing a werewolf to sleep, about the old heroes.
Oh, Milo Tuscobble. Yes, yes. There was... Hold on.
Me successfully talking to people. The bard has Kreg.
And I have Kreg and Kradod now.
Yeah, man,
I have
rough.
a handicap.
It's rough for you. Like I've just been having I've been having a fantastic day. Like, oh my god. I literally got a job. I placed an order. I got a job. I placed an order for something. Like it's been a good day.
A non-2020 life.
About to get a book.
From a bookstore, even? Like,
Yeah, it's been crazy.
oh.
Ah, yes. The great heroes of old. Milo Tuscobble. He was an interesting one. He was a small halfling, not unlike yourself, but just constantly full of good cheer, happiness, and he was quite mischievous. But when he joined the heroes on their journey to save Roland, another one who joined them later on, he went along simply because it was fun, and because he was trying to avoid a horrible death by execution. But that's a different story. I'll let you read about that. He joined along with Ulan the Steadfast. Make a history check real quick.
Gotcha. +3, so 15.
You remember Gil telling you of his grandfather, Ulan.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes, Ulan the Steadfast. He was an older dwarf. He fought alongside many other dwarves in the Great War, and decided to spend the rest of his life paying penance for it by walking the earth and helping people. And he actually managed to do so by joining Rhea Orcblood, a human, and her brother, Krull, who actually was a full-blooded orc.
Wait a minute. So she was adopted?
He was adopted, actually. She took the name Orcblood after their father died.
Okay.
Basically as a show of solidarity with her brother.
Gotcha. All right, makes way more sense. Jesus Christ! Like what? I was at the like, mine. What?
No. Her brother was very much, well, not treated well by those around them. So Raya took it upon herself to make a show of strength after the war. Orcs aren't bad people, you know, it's just the culture is very different, and if you're not willing to get over the culture, then you're not able to do much.
Right, listen, as long as they don't toss me around like a football, I'm okay with this.
Oh, they tend not to. And to be fair, Krill probably wouldn't have done that. Karth, however, probably would have loved to. He was their rogue. I feel like someone like you might appreciate him a little bit.
I mean,
Very wealthy gold elf who decided that being wealthy was only fun if you took it yourself.
what was his name again?
Karth. At least that was the name that's in the annals. It's very unlikely that was his real name.
Right, Karth. He was a gold elf?
He was, yes.
Do y'all know if he's alive still?
I could not tell you. Honestly, I couldn't if I wanted to.
No. I was just curious. I just heard some other things. Never mind.
And finally, there was Roland Nainodel. He was a half-elf necromancer.
So, playing with the dead and stuff.
Oh, but here's the thing. His goal was to use necromancy much like a cleric would use it. However, without having to be beholden to a god. Use the arcane to replace the need for gods, which would be very useful in today's day and age. It would have been wonderful if he had completed his research.
Oh man,
Anyway.
that is a shot, and I love you for taking it.
Anyway, this book here is not a complete telling of their stories, but quite a few of them, as told by Milo Toscobble himself. And I can let it go for 3 gold.
All right, I'll take it.
Very good, sir. And he'll actually wrap it up. It's a thick book. It's not like... It's not like some paperback novel. This is leather-bound, stamped. This is a tome. It's not so big that it doesn't fit your bag, but it's hefty. It's probably got like 350 to 400 pages worth of...
Yeah, give me something to do at night.
Yep, so he's wrapping it up for you, and he turns as the bell rings. And,
Jingle.
Jelltur, you turn to see Piper, Kreg, Scratch, and a dwarf you don't know entering the shop.
Look at that. It's Jelltur.
Jelltur, make a acrobatics.
What the fuck? Every time, this man, every fucking time. Oh, please.
It's gonna get you eventually.
I know, that's a problem. 25.
I have a sexy 13.
So you slam face first into the counter as Jelltur just whoop, nope. And the gnome sitting behind the counter. What was that? Oh my! And he starts speaking. You guys recognize he's speaking, but it's all these guttural noises. But Scratch, you recognize him speaking in Katsun. Good morning, sir. Or good afternoon, rather. How are you?
It's nice to meet you. This is not a language I have heard in quite some time.
I would assume not, as it is not one I've had the opportunity to practice since I've come back south.
Have you met Katsun before?
Yes, however, they did not look quite like you. Their fur was white and spotted black or striped.
You that must have been the mournful glacier tribe.
Yes, they were quite hospitable when I went to visit.
Yes, that does sound like them, of course. Yes, I am from the Vale Jungle. It is interesting to meet those who know of us.
Oh yes, I've spent a good deal of my life learning what I could of your cultures. Though I must say, Vale Jungle, you are far from home, my friend.
Do you know of where our home is?
I have vague understandings. Hold on a moment. And he starts flipping through boxes and pulls out a long tube of paper. You are from the wilds. And you guys hear words like mace come through because
There's no word in Katsun for that. I don't know what they're saying, but they're...
Yeah, I'm just looking at the shop. He speaks Catman. He speaks Catman. That's crazy.
He kind of pulls out this map, flattens it out, and goes, well, we're here. And he points in the upper right-hand corner of the map. And then he draws his finger south and west. And he goes, over here, this large forested area, that is where I would assume the Katsun would live. There's the Port of Fae here, which is a wood elf settlement. But they don't...
Oh wait, do I recognize that?
You do recognize Port of Fae because you know that is like the major wood elf settlement, and your interactions with the wood elves have been deeper in the jungle. You've never been to the Port of Fae, but you know that they're from the Port of Fae.
But that's a landmark that I might know.
That is a landmark you would know.
Okay.
And he goes,
Okay.
we are probably from Port of Fae about 300 miles away from that currently. And that's if you were to go through the lake and across the mountain ranges of Garen's Fangs. He's switched over to Common for this part, by the way, as he's explaining the map.
Jesus. So I'm not close to home either.
No. No one's really close to home at this point. You're all pretty much on the other side. Actually, looking at this map, you realize Scratch is the closest home of anyone.
Yeah, Scotch is the closest one, yeah.
Well, that's 3,000 miles. You're correct. I misread that. You're like 3,000 miles from home as the dragon flies.
So far from home.
Well, if you were to take a ship to Altrun, because he does have other maps, like world maps, and you start looking at it, and they have like his signature on them. He's drawn these maps.
I look to Jelltur, I'm like, and yes, he does seem to speak our language.
Yeah, Catman language.
He seems to have spent quite a lot of time with our sister tribe.
That's pretty cool.
Yes. The Mournful Glacier, they're a cold bunch emotionally. However, they are very kind. Distant but kind. Much like the stars they worship.
Makes sense. I think. You are just a wealth of information, Gelf.
Oh yes, I've spent a lot of time amongst the Katsun. And I've spent a lot of time traveling the world.
That must have been amazing.
Oh, it was wonderful. I spent a lot of time in a place called Giant's Graveyard.
That sounds like a weird place to spend a lot of time at, but sure.
Well, it's a major settlement in the middle of the frozen area of the wastes. Named after one of the humans that lived there was tired of giants killing their settlements, so he beat it to death with a shovel.
That's pretty metal. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, and then they set up almost a monster hunting business within the town. You get contracts, you go out, you kill monsters, you bring them back, they're harvested, and let me tell you, it's a spellcaster's dream.
So a mercenary guild?
Something like that, but it's not though they'd be hired to go hunt down bandits or something as mundane as that. Bandits tend to not frequent the area for very specific reasons.
Well, I said mercenary, I mean like a guild for mercenaries.
Yes, kind of. They're more like monster hunters. Mercenaries mean they'll take money for any job. These individuals have standards. It has to be a beast, or monstrosity or aberration or some kind of foul beast that is causing harm to nearby settlements.
Gotcha.
Ryan? Would I know the name of that supposed man who basically killed a giant with a shovel?
Roll intelligence.
Okay.
History, specifically.
17.
So, what you know, Kreg, about Giant's Graveyard and the man who killed the giant, there's a rustic town out in the wilds called Giant's Graveyard that was born out of rough and tumble humans who settled at the base of the frozen mountains. Unable to climb further and too stubborn to turn back, the people of Giant's Graveyard raised hardy farms and families in spite of the harsh lands. Soon it was discovered that the climate and conditions were not the only threats that the people of Giant's Graveyard faced. The town came under attack often by hordes of creatures, goblins, giants, and all manner of vicious beasts that roved the countryside, looking for an easy meal. Many feared that they would never leave their homes alone, until one man, Marsoth Bags, decided he had enough. A vicious hill giant rumbled into town, and while others fled, Marsoth faced the creature as it lifted the man's horse from its cart, spilling its contents and devouring the panicked animal in 2 bites. Marsoth seethed with anger, scouring his shovel from the spilled contents of the cart and swinging the blade of the shovel deep into the back of the monster's thigh. Not anticipating the fury with which Marsoth attacked, the giant howled in pain and scrambled to grab its club, a rock, or anything it could use as a weapon. However, Marsoth was too quick and too full of rage for the lumbering giant to stop. He climbed up on the giant's back, looped a rope around its neck, and pulled tight, beating the monster's bulging face with a shovel over and over until the creature fell. A quarter of an hour passed, and the townspeople watched as Marsoth unleashed his anger on the now still corpse of the giant, ensuring that both its life and his rage were extinguished. So that is what you know, Kreg.
I hope there's
Marsoth Bags.
no relation.
No relation
with
to
Marsoth
Marsoth
the
the
Black.
Black.
No relation, no. They're spelled very
So
differently.
no relation.
No relation. They're spelled
They
differently.
just sound similar.
They sound similar.
Brian, out of curiosity, are the is that where the dwarves are from? And you know what dwarves I'm talking about?
No. That is a human settlement. The
Yeah.
dwarves are from further west.
Gotcha.
Dwarves are from further west.
Okay.
Oh man. This is just like information after information.
Came to a bookstore.
Yeah.
That is very, very true.
Fuck.
I'm actually forgetting why the vicar recommended us to come here, other than she thought you would want to meet us.
Well, probably the fact that this guy studied cats and he had the maps and he also had star charts.
Right, yes, the stars have been missing. Could we show him the one that we have? Our star chart?
Sure, you take it out. It's dried, but it's still not in good condition. He's like, oh, this poor chart. Oh.
We got it from the ruins of the Ocean's Folly.
I don't know what that is.
We got it from an abandoned haunted ship with ghost zombies and
Ooh,
half
haunted
dead.
ship with ghost zombies.
half dead mermaid zombie fishmen. It was fucking weird, dude.
Ooh, that sounds like a wonderful adventure. We'll have to have a conversation about it sometime, where I can write it down and perhaps write my own book.
Sure. The lust devil here scared a kid half to death with her face. It was funny.
Yes. Gelf.
Yes.
This, I motioned to Jelltur, is Jelltur the Dragon Slayer.
Ooh, you slayed a dragon?
There was a joint effort between all of
Oh,
us.
yes. Kradod. Jelltur the Dragon Slayer. Jelltur. Kradod.
Oh! Jelltur, the Dragon Slayer, truly a noble adventurer. And, he, kind of does, a little bow.
Gelf is, taking notes. And he looks to you, Piper, and goes, I will need this entire story at some point.
Oh, of course, darling, of course.
Gelf, I want you to know,
Fantastic.
Gelf, she's a bard and she will manipulate anything. Anything she says is a lie.
I tell the story truthfully.
You tell the story in a way that shines way too much light on one person.
We also...
Well, every book needs a main character.
Exactly.
I'm sure Milo didn't write that perfectly.
Yes, that's fair,
There's
but...
always a little bit of storyteller bias in every story you hear.
Yeah, but can I not be the focus point? Why can we have the Catman be the focus point? He's a fucking Catman.
Because in this case, darling, you were the focus point.
He's a Catman. Look at him.
You are the true hero, though.
Oh, that's fine. Call him Catman. He's cute. He's cool with it, right? Right?
Well, to be fair, in a piece of literature, that would make him an exotic side character. Mystery
like-
that draws you in, but if you give too many answers...
Exactly, then it's no fun, much like me.
The paladins at the Temple of Blazing Glory have all spoken in awe of Jelltur's great deeds. It is an honor to find
I've been
I
here.
love how I just told the song, shared the song at the tavern only a couple nights ago, and it's already
Maybe a
taken
couple.
off so well.
Wasn't it one night?
24 hours.
It's been one day.
Well, yes, but now it's the completed version.
I've been here for one day. One day.
I
Also,
know.
with war and our king being a little woohoo, any new song, a new story.
And especially because it's hope.
Time
too.
out, time out. Okay, speaking about the king, you hear anything about his son?
Yes, King Sarath has been keeping Corin on a tighter leash lately since he's gotten sick.
Yeah, I heard about that, him getting sick.
Yes, poor boy, poor boy.
But has anyone...
Entirely sure.
No, but no one's seen him as of late. How sure are you guys that he's sick?
I mean, Ariane is taking good care of him, I'm sure.
Wait.
Ariana, that
No,
blasphemer!
Ariane, not Ariane.
Okay.
Oh,
Ariane, she's the cleric of Bala that lives up in the castle.
oh,
Does she still have
Bad.
a hold of her powers?
I would assume so, otherwise she probably would have been let go.
True.
Korth doesn't stand for that kind of thing. He's the king's military advisor.
Korth?
Keeps Korth, Korth, Korth.
what are my feelings on him?
He is a straight arrow, kind of a stick in the mud.
Excellent, love him.
Yeah, he's not gonna be a fan of me.
Well, why ever would he not? A dragon slayer? Certainly he would be honored to meet one such as you.
If he plays by the rules, then he ain't gonna like me.
I don't understand.
Oh, there's many ways to be a hero, either sticking to the law or, kind of skirting.
Mostly just sticking to the law.
Well, considering one of the old heroes was called a rogue, I'm going to assume that's
Yes.
very true.
Karth, oh yes.
Karth.
He was a fantastic rogue. Something of an assassin, actually.
I don't deal in that field.
Oh no, but he would take out enemies and allow for the heroes to come in without alerting an entire regiment. Just take out the guard. They would have died anyway,
That is dishonorable.
but effective.
I didn't
Very.
say it wasn't effective, but it is dishonorable.
You fight your way, I fight my way.
Oh, I will. And now I need to reevaluate my opinion of you, Jelltur, the so-called Dragon Slayer.
I mean,
He is
you
a
should
Dragon
because
Slayer.
the Dragon Slayer part is vastly overplayed.
Oh, no, it's not. It's perfectly played.
You're not gonna let this up, are you?
Of course not, darling. He also saved my life in the Mocking Mire.
This is starting to become like too much information for Kradod to like parse all at once, because it's going to require them to like reevaluate moral systems, so they literally turn and walk away and start looking at books on the shelves.
I need to digest this information and process.
No, to ignore it so that they do not have to address it or think about it right now.
The way to actually win this situation.
Overload them with paradoxes in their own moral system. So, unless you guys have anything else you want to ask Gelf or purchase at his shop.
I mean, see if there's something interesting. I'm always good for, new stories, new tales.
He's got quite a few different books. some old legends, some religious texts, some histories and things like that.
Is there stuff about the gods we've been supposedly, have been...
There's a general, like, the myths and legends of Solane kind of book that you could get your hands on, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for that.
That'll cost you a gold.
I'll give him the gold.
Thank you very much. And he's like, wrap it in paper, tie it with twine, and hand it back to you.
Thank you, darling.
You're quite welcome.
So, very on the sly, Kradod comes back from the shelves of books with a little kind of pamphlet. And if anybody tries to sneak a peek at what the title of it is, they will see that it says workplace, interactions, fellow staff, and you.
Are you purchasing that?
Yes, but with my own money, not with the,
Yeah, you guys have fun with that. I'll walk out the store.
Jesus Christ.
Have a good day. Goodbye.
Yeah, thanks for the book, man.
Jelltur, don't...
Yes,
Well,
yes,
we're
at the
going to be
end.
closing up shop soon, and yes, as I don't think any of you will be victims of the Gold Assassin, I don't think you'll have any problems walking home, but it's still good to be indoors at dark.
Is it really that dangerous here?
Well, the Gold Assassin has killed each night this week, so... Bye!
And we get unceremoniously tossed out to go wherever we're going to go.
It's more like he's walking you to the door, and at this point he's got the door.
Yeah, as soon as Kradod purchased the little book, they followed after Jelltur and are keeping uncomfortably close to keep an eye on him.
Right, as soon as I walk out the store, I'm gonna roll
First-
stealth.
Yeah, first roll your stealth, JJ.
That's not great. 19.
19, and that will be against Kradod's perception.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my perception's not great. Yeah, no, it's lower.
Alright, so you step out, where did that Jelltur go? And he's just gone.
God damn it.
Do I see where he went?
Roll perception.
Wait, perception is advantage. Because quick wit.
Fuck me.
That's only an 18.
Oh my god,
So
barely.
you think you catch, the edge of his cloak and then just gone.
What?
He was in his element.
The two people. Damn it, we lost him. Damn it, we lost him. Me.
Is your questionable friend probably heading back to your inn, do you think?
I would hope so.
Then let's get going.
Alright, so the four of you travel back, and as you step into the Whispering Wood, it was very, very calm this morning, very empty this morning. And as you get there, there's a bunch of people who are now drinking and talking, and you see the dryads moving swiftly, sometimes through tables or through the bar, which these people seem to be used to at this point. And there's a buzz about the tavern, and you just hear the words, "The Gold Assassin struck again! Struck again!"
This has been the Reliably Chaotic podcast. Champions of Solane is an original Dungeons & Dragons adventure written by Bryan Scharf using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rule set published by Wizards of the Coast. My name is Bryan Scharf, and I've been your DM. You can reach me at ReliableDM on Twitter.
My name is Nicole Summers, and I play Piper.
This is Jair, also known as JJ, and I play the character of Jelltur Jactus.
This is Matthew Reed, and I play Scratch.
This is Andrew Brown, and I play Kreg.
Greetings, listener! It is I, Sara, and I portray fan favorite Kradod Deephead!
Theme music by Adrian von Ziegler. All other music by Kevin MacLeod on the Incompetech website and Adrian von Ziegler. Detailed information about music in this episode is provided in its description. Music for this episode was selected by Nicole Summers. The episode was edited by Matthew Reed with assistance from Sara. Contact us out on Twitter at Reliably Chaotic, email us at reliablychaotic@gmail.com, or join our Discord server by following the link in our description. If you like our show and would like to support us, please consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/reliablychaotic or by leaving a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really does help a lot. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you again in our next adventure.
How dare you insult my goddess, whose name I don't remember, because I did not bring my notes.